we just would like you to get an idea of the broad range of capabilities RED also offered in the past and continues to offering in the future. So as Dirk already said in the introduction, the beginning stages of RED has their roots in information science and information retrieval and relevance assessments. So we start with studies that have been RED studies that have been conducted in kind of our field of information science. Okay. So the first study we would like to briefly show to you is titled "What Does Google Recommend You when you compare insurance offerings," or when you searching at Google for insurance offerings comparisons. This study has been conducted by Dirk and Sebastian Sünkler and published in 2029. Any further information you can find in when just scanning the QR code or asking the author. So, and to give you a brief overview of the idea of the study tried to look at the diversity of sources and or the diversity of providers and domains within the top results of Google. As you all know, people are only willing to look and select a few results, basically the top results, and we were interested in how diverse are these results actually, how many domains occupy these top results, and how many providers are behind these domains. Are these providers maybe also not as much as you would think when looking at 10 or 20 search results? So in this study, we conducted about 20,000 search results from Google for, I think, around 100 queries related to insurance offerings. We collected all these search results, and as you can see here, we did not use the evaluation interface, so we did not need humans to assess anything in this result. So this study was based only on the data analysis sections of the RED. And well, what we found is that the results when searching for insurance offerings are not as diverse as the positions may indicate. So what you can see here, for example, is that about 86% of the results on position 1 come from only 3 popular domains. This is the right bar you can see in this graph. And looking at the top 10, it's still 28%. So 28% of all top 10 results come only from 3 domains. And the situation is very similar if we look at the provider level, where we analyzed the imprints of the websites and looked what providers are actually behind the insurance offering websites. So this is a study conducted a few years ago and could still be obviously conducted with RED today, with many more search engines, many more results, and also, if you like, with humans that may evaluate the results in some cases. A second study that is maybe a bit similar is a comparison of source distribution and overlap in web search engines. So the basic idea of this study was to analyze how alternative are the other search engines that are not Google. Do they really show results that you not also get in Google? So is it worth to use a second or third or more search engines? So we asked, do the results actually differ between Google and the others? And for that, we scraped around 141,000 results from Google, Bing, DuckDuckGo, and German search engine's Metager in the German and US versions of the search engines. So here you can see the capabilities of RED are kind of expanding in this study. We, however, did also not incorporate human evaluators, and we also did not use some classifiers such as the SEO classifiers or extensions such as the query sampler. So also this study was basically only using the key features of RED. And I think what was quite interesting was that we found that the overlap that Google has with the other search engines was around 24 to 28%, but the alternatives had an overlap of up to 70%. So they were very similar when comparing the alternatives with each other, maybe because they similarly integrate Bing, and so obviously show more similar result sets. But Google kind of differs more from the others than the others differs among each other. And this you can also see here on this graph showing the unique domains on each position, and the Google bar is a bit higher than the other ones. So key message from the study is it's worth to not only use Google to get to get another idea of the web that is not only looking through the Google lens, and it's worth to use also other search engines such as Metager, Bing, and others. So this was these was two studies from the information science, but we of course did not only conduct studies in our home disciplines, so to say, but we also looked at search results from a political science standpoint, or just looked at search results with political intent, so to say. The first study I would like, or we would like to show to you is related to SEO, search engine optimization, and we asked before the 2021 German federal elections, how do political candidates use SEO measures on their private websites, so on their websites that are not related to the party websites directly? So do they use SEO to get higher in the results page and possibly attract more voters? And for this, we used the SEO classifier and scraped around 1,400 search results that were all related to candidates of the election to find their candidate sites. And what we found was maybe not very surprising that SEO is such prevalent that also on the personal candidate websites we found that our old version of the SEO classifier that kind of very broadly divided the pages in likely optimized or likely not optimized, found that 93% of all web pages are at least likely optimized or very likely optimized, and we only found very few pages for each of the parties that do not use SEO. Interestingly, for the far-right Alternative for Germany AfD party, we saw the highest share of most likely optimized page. So we saw that they possibly are more willing to investigate in the field of SEO to be found on the results pages. And this was something we would like to continue in our research. And so we did. For the recent election, we did another analysis for the 2025 analysis, but not on the candidate level, but on the party level. So what we did was to scrape search results for queries that relate to topics in terms of the election. So we used a German voting advice application, Wahlomat, collected the topics that are related to the election, scraped all results that we could find, and looked on the one side how many party websites do we actually find in the search results, how prominently placed are they, and do the party websites use SEO to make their points to the voters. So what we did was scraping 125,000 search results in Google Germany, in Germany only, because we were looking at the German election. And we did use the extended version of the SEO classifier that is now using the metrical scale from 0 to 100 that indicates if the value is 0, then the web page, then we did not find any indicators that web page was even tried on a that SEO was even tried on a web page. And if the score is at 100, then it's very likely that the web pages invest in SEO. And again, we found that the Alternative for Germany party has by far the largest number, or the largest value in terms of SEO. So they obviously do a lot in terms of the SEO measures of their website to be found. Also the SPD and the Left Party are very high ranked in this chart. And interestingly, what we also see is the newly founded Bündnis Sarah Wagenknecht, that is for non-German speakers a very diverse party that do have some left-leaning, some right-leaning stances on several aspects. So I don't know if they can categorize in the spectrum in any way. However, this is a very new party, very prominently placed party in the German media. So we also analyzed them, and we saw that they do not really invest, compared to the others, not invest as much in SEO. There are maybe some possibilities to improve in this case for this party. And this article has not yet been published, but will be published in a few months in German language only, unfortunately. But you will, you can read something about that if you just look at our website if you're interested in. And with this, I would like to hand over to my colleague Oliver, and he's going to show you studies from the field of health information and also environment information, showing the broad capabilities of RED.
Wait a second. So, yes. Yes, the first study is focusing on health information, like Sebastian already told you. And the title of the study is, does search engine optimization come along with high quality content? And what we wanted to find out here is what quality differences between health-related web pages that conduct SEO, so search engine optimization, and those that do not exist. And we used here 2 different functions of RED to find this out. And first of all, we collected more than 1,000 search results from Google in Germany completely automatically with RED. And the second thing was that we used the SEO classifier of RED to categorize the search results into optimized and non-optimized results, as you can see here on the right side. And here you can also see, for example, that commercial information or the journalistic content is much more often search engine optimized than non-commercial information, for example. What we also did was quality evaluation, but not with red in this case, because it's a couple of years ago. We used another survey tool, but today you could also do this part with red. And yes, in the end, they found out, or we found out, that non-optimized pages are often associated with non-commercial providers who typically receive higher quality ratings than commercial ones. And the next study I would like to show you has a focus on environmental information. And the title is An Inquiry into Swedish Google Search Queries on Wind Power. And Ekström and his colleagues wanted here to find out what wind power related themes in Swedish Google search queries occur. Or to say it more simple, what our Swedish people are searching for and related to wind power. And they used for this study, or to find this out, they used the query sampler. It's a red extension, and you've already learned about that by Cardlin. And they used the Swedish term Windkraft, what is in English wind power or wind energy, as the seed keyword. And they collected more than 700 queries out of that, together with the average monthly search volume. And that was the basis for their content analysis. And so they could find out where the focuses of the searchers are in this topic. Yes? Now we're really good in time, and you have time for questions.